I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is September 18, Wednesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So, hopefully you stayed out of the market. I mean, up and down. Were there moves today? Yes. The Feds decided to cut 50 basis points, and that was probably kind of obvious. But at the same time, for me, it's pretty damn neutral, in a sense. But with the historical data for the 15-year of September, or in general speaking, will generally, well, we didn't take out that high. So that's the thing that was still dangling, that pool that we were talking about, but it did rate above here, and it is fanning out. It is speakering out. So it's like, it's not really, I don't see a displacement anywhere. I mean, it's not really going anywhere, to be honest. But so that's a big consolidation, and that's why your trades probably won't work today. So today is not a day to really trade. Why trade? You're not missing anything. Yes, there's good moves, but I mean, you don't know which way they're going, and unless you have the intention of taking the profit, right? So that's a different conversation. But we are still sitting inside this daily imbalance. We are respecting that 50%. The bodies are here. The bodies did close below here, which just does not look good for bulls right there. But at the same time, now the weight is starting to hold down here on this below the 50% here. So we'll see if this is going to start trending down or not, because we should be closing below this low in September, in general speaking. So let's see if I can kind of make this video short. But so when we opened up here yesterday, we started fanning out, man. I mean, this is a prime example of letting you know what kind of day this is. I mean, you got speaker on speakers, right? So you had higher highs here, lower lows here, and if you want to trade this, you attack it that way. You take that high, you come down for a low. You take a low, you come up for some imbalance or liquidity in the middle, and or to the mean of the range. I mean, that's as simple as that. But that's why I love being a liquidity rate trader. But anyways, my mind's all over the place right now, to be honest. Let me see. I slept a whole day till 12 o'clock. I woke up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So very nice rest. I needed it horribly. And last night wasn't that great of a sleep, so I didn't sleep for 2 days, and then I didn't sleep that great yesterday. So I slept in, and I wasn't going to trade in the morning anyway. So I knew I wasn't going to be involved pre news FOMC. So anyways, so here we go. What do we do? Well, we came back in here with this lows right here at the afternoon, right? Then we pop up, and then let me transfer to this 1 minute chart. You can see that the news popped down, tagged that the high of the daily imbalance, shoots up, right? Shoots up, man. I couldn't believe it. And when this happened, I was like, no, it can't be that simple. I really told myself, I was like, it can't be that simple. Price pushed up here and did not take out that pool to the left. That's that pool we're talking about, right? Obviously. And then we have this gap right here. This gap is very strong. We're holding price down. Look how the bodies close right there. The bodies open, close again, and then reopen in that candle. I mean that candle. That gap. If you're wondering where that gap is from Sunday, September 1st. This is the opening of the month, right? So it's not just a week gap, that's the month open. So very, very, very high level, or very important level, reactive level, sure enough. And then when I saw this, I was like, bro, no way. I was on the 15 second as well, but super overbought here, and didn't move. And sure enough, price came all the way back down into the wick. We have, remember the line, the levels that we have here. We have the opening of the day at midnight, and then we had the opening range gap here. I'm sorry, I didn't even go to the 9:30, did I? Kind of just wrote. I didn't even bother, so that's why I didn't even look at it. But let's see here. So the 15 minute will help a lot here. So when the price is here, we have obviously the opening gap. of this week, right? Very in purple. You see that here. We got the 3 drives kind of popping up here. We have a nice divergence here, lower highs here. Look at that. Look at that right here. Boom. 930 pops up and it's sitting inside the open. So then they decide to take out that liquidity. Very ugly price action here, though, taking way too long. Sitting in the first imbalance of the open. And you can see it kind of holding on there. Also, the 50% of that opening range gap here. But then we get another push down. Then that's a lower low. Then we get a push up here back. We wipe out that liquidity. We're sitting there stunted at the top 25% of the opening range. Never breaking that high of this 932. So it kind of becomes like a controller price. And then, but this is sloppy though. I mean, why would anybody want to trade this? But, it's so price is pushing down. Were there trades? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So this was, to me, this was the best trade right here of the afternoon or the AM session. So as you see here, that's that first imbalance right here that we discussed right here. If you dragged it out, look how we come right to 50% of that and inside this imbalance, which is this 1050 I'm talking about. The 1050 macro kicks in and it actually, you could have pushed sell right at that open. But we push down and then we come right back to it, right? So, and where does this go? Well, in general speaking, you're looking for legs lower. So that would be a first partial coming here. And then this retracement back into this 1120. Nice. We already broke through there. So now kind of like resistance, but you could have sold right there. And then you can see how we're tapping right into the gap in between 1119 and 1120. Peaks in there, right? And then boom, shoots down. And where are you going with this? Well, obviously that low right there, but you could have took it to the 25% of this daily imbalance. You could look to the left here. You could be sealing that. See this imbalance right here? This 12 o'clock. Well, actually, not there. Here. So over here, yesterday's price action here. So where would you take this lows here? You can see that swing low right there, right here from Tuesday. That swing low plus that wick. See that wick, that level of that wick here. This 145, this 1345. So that right there would mitigate that wick, and that would be also a good idea to take this price. And then when this kicks in, this right here, this 1146 just pushes right into it. So boom, doesn't take out that yesterday's low though. And then again, this is why it's very difficult today. But then now you're in the 12 o'clock lunchtime, and what does lunch want to do? Well, it's going to come back up and want to speaker out, and it probably wants to wipe out some liquidity from here. And what does it do? We follow it up here, comes right up to, comes back to that 50% of the opening range gap. I mean, perfectly. I mean, that's you see that. That's not random for sure. But also you have that first imbalance of the open on the 1 minute right there too. So nicely, just 3 drives up right here. Pretty cool, right? Pretty clean. And then last drive is sitting up there, right? And at the opening. And then let me get back into here. I want to make this video short, but I mean, there's a lot to talk about. But so just follow Safari video though. So understanding that again at the same speaking, we're still respecting this daily imbalance. But this shift here kind of concerns me here. But we'll see. But here, so now 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:30. I mean 2 o'clock. Shoots down, pops all the way up. I just explained this. And if you look on this 4 hour up here, see how we have this wick right there? See that wick right here? See that? Let me go slow and circle it so you can see it while you're watching. This little wick right there. See how we tagged that? We finally tagged that because we didn't tag it this whole time. But now we tag it, but we don't take out that high right there. And that's a dangling carrot right there. And it's been a dangling carrot. But so that's this is what tells me, it's I can't get into it. There's so much to say, but they didn't take that out. But the goal is that this gap right here, this was very, very influential for this day, because You see it opening there, and then we shoot down. We come back into this wick here. Look at the body sitting right on top of the daily open in that line in the background of orange. So let me tell you something. I did see this, and I was like, bro, that's a beautiful buy. Even if I put a fib on there, I mean, this was a really good buy. But at days like this, they do this shit on purpose because they expect to take you out later. Like, so when you see something too good to be true, yes, it could work, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna hold, right? That's the big deal. That's my experience. That's my opinion. Let me do it this way. So if you're sitting here at a 79 right here, and again, I'm just giving you an understanding. But coming back to the wick here, that you have a nice big gap right in between, between the 159 and the 2 o'clock, right? See that gap? So coming back down, I swear on my mother, I was like, dude, when it was up here, I was like, it can't be that easy. I was gonna push sell. That's why I like when it's volatile in the beginning. But I'm not feeling it today, and I didn't want to be involved. So, but you'll see that because I was on the 15 second. I'll go to 15 second just so you understand. When it's on a 15 second, it's very clear to me, especially in the beginning of the volatility, because like I'm bringing out the 15 minute right now, right? But you see when we came up here. And then the gaps don't work, by the way. It's like sucks. But on a 15 minute, I'm oversold here, right? I'm sorry, overbought here. And you can see this price action here. Like when, this down candle and this push up. And then this candle, this 1401 and 30 seconds, this pushes down, then pushes back up. No wick there, pushes down. So this little consolidation right here, this right here, is just a blackout of price. It's a block of price, right? That's just sitting right there, right? And I see that. And if it's going to top, this is what the tops look like, and it's coming back down. It's going to come back down and get into this. You never know. Somebody has a buy stop right here, gets filled in, pushed up through, right? So they're coming down a balanced price. Obviously, what's down here? Well, here you see the 70. You see the 79 right here, right, slaying on top of the settlement of previous close yesterday. You also have the opening gap of today, which is this little purple. So the little purple line, you can't really see it. It's in the background. Let me open it up real big. So you have the purple. Also, I didn't mention that. So the purple here, it's this light purple. It's actually red, kind of reddish. And then you have the orange line. So that's the midnight level. You have the previous settlement, which is the low of this big opening range gap. Then you have the opening gap of today, which would be right there, from right there at 6 p.m. Right? And that's all in the same vicinity. Right? So now that you understand that, this area is a magnet, like 1,000%. So the point of me saying this is because I was like, bro, just push up. And sure enough, fucking massive couple 100 points. And then when it got here, I was like, bro, it can't be that easy. So I wanted to wait till after 245. So that's the only way I got involved. But right here, you do see a double low right here, which I don't like. And this is the reason why I didn't fuck with it. But I saw where it was, and I was like, bro, this is beautiful. And sure enough, you had a little nice divergence there too on the 15 minute. See that little higher low right there? Even though this is, it's pretty much equal level. I think it's a hair lower. Let me see. Lower 677 and a half, and this one is 677 and a quarter. So it did not take it out. Oh yeah. So it went below one tick, which is good enough. So it took you out if you put your stop loss there. And sure enough, you got a little divergence there, which is cool. So this is why I was like, man, this is a fucking beautiful trade, bro. But I just didn't trust it because I knew what's his name was going to start talking at 2:30. So anyways, let me go back to 1 minute. And then you'll see here, man, there's kind of a lot to talk about, man. So this was beautiful. So what do I see? What do I like? Well, I like these tops here, right? And that's just me. And I love this level here. Didn't fuck with it. And when it's coming up, so it's like push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I look at it that way. So obviously the first two are the easiest, but also hard because they're moving fast and you're terrified, so to speak, right? But anyways, then when the price comes down here, yes, it had solved a lot of these issues. It put a body on the gap, right? Just even on a 1 minute I'm speaking about. And then when we came all the way up here, what did we do? Well, we have the data candle, which is the 2 p.m. 1 minute candle. Look at the high of that 1 minute candle, and look at to the right here. So it's not a coincidence that the price pushes up right back here, and it's just referencing it. If you can see, there's 50% of the opening range. I'm sorry, of that gap right here. You can see how we're smacking that pretty nicely. Got to pay attention to these details, and this is why I liked that for a sell as well. Beautiful, see that? So right here is sitting there, and pretty much just coming back up to wipe out sellers, right? And then when you're up here, well, again, logically, are you gonna go up or are you gonna come down from here? And sure enough, they came down. So that's why, look at this candle, this 235, boom, comes down right there, right? And what are we doing while we're coming down? Well, we're coming down to wipe out buyers now. Because remember, where are your liquidity points? I mean, you got to look at it that way, man. You got to look at it that way. Liquidity, liquidity, right? And then here, liquidity. All right, so right here, so 1, 2, 3. Then we came up here and made a fourth one, right? We made a fourth one right here. So when you're here, where do you think the price is going to probably rush to? That's why I love shakeout days and consolidation days, because it's very predictable where it's going to go. If you fan out, I mean, look at the 15-minute. You see all the speakers here, right? You see that? You see that here. You see the speaker right there, right? I'm not going to even draw it. You can see it, right? This up here is, to me, a consolidation, in general speaking, right? We're just consolidating. I think we're still consolidating. And do you get a reversal with the raid? Yes, but that could have been the raid of that consolidation. Generally speaking, you want to see it push up, right? But with the macro ideas, that's maybe conflicting things, right? Especially with the September, which I'll show you in a second. But when you're here, it's like, okay, well, I could take this trade. What's the idea here? I could take it here to get into this push up here, because everybody who bought here, you can see the momentum pushing up. But what does it do? Once it gets down here, it comes back up to wipe out anybody here. We are sitting inside that imbalance of this 236, this 1436. I'm sorry, not 235, right there. You see that? We're popping in. Now, why you're saying, well, if you know this, why aren't you buying here? Well, because I don't like the risk here. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. And what about here? I like this. I actually did like this, but I left it alone. And I fucked up. I should have just took it. Should have just trusted myself. But again, the news just came out, so not doing it. So here, this was also a very nice trade here, but I decided to wait, and I should have took this one. I like this trade right here. And then, so the price comes down, and we get, we're tagging into this imbalance right here. I don't have it all drawn out, but I guess I could. It'd be way too much on this chart, man. So just follow me here. So right there, let me drag it out, and you can see that there we're respecting that area right there, okay. And sure enough, boom. See this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now you're in the macro level of the 250 to 310. So that's why I like this trade more, because you're not only are you in the window of the time frame, but you're also respecting that imbalance right there. And then you already have a clear liquidity levels 1, 2, and 3. So even if you didn't see this, I'm looking at this right here, right? Because I know this is also a wick. Sure enough, rushes quickly. So this, to me, I like this trade a lot right here. And then I decided to catch something very minute here, and I did catch this trade from here to here. Which, why? When we come down here, now we've swept liquidity. We're still inside the daily imbalance, and we've already, what's it called? We've already took out the data low from there, from the 2 p.m. And the reason why I like this trade right here to come back up here is because of what reason? For obvious reasons, actually. Well, when we bust through, your eye should go to right here. Your eye should go right there. Why? Because it's a clean break. That's a super clean break right there. And it's very obvious. This price action right here is very obvious because it's literally only one-way candles, right? So when we're down here and we took out this lows here, I decide to take the trade here, right? Respecting the 50% of the wick, in general speaking, pretty dirty, very difficult to do. But sure enough, it comes right to the 50% of the opening range gap. And that's why I love this area. Plus, you could tag that low right there, which we do right there. Sure enough, they come right back down, come right back up. So what are we doing here? From here to here, what are we doing? Well, we're coming up to wipe out sellers and balance. So this is a very simple and logical idea. For me, though, I couldn't hold it longer than this, and it was a good decision to take it out. Did come higher, but you know, it's not a day to be greedy or hold and do all that. So, just to make sure we understand each other, here is the logical trade. Coming down here, we're sitting here. We did not take out this area right here. This area right here is right here on the 15-minute. So this is a demand wick. This is a rejection wick. See these wicks right here? See how we're sitting right inside that wick? Well, in here, it doesn't take out the low. And this is, I've seen this a million times. But, what's it called? The price comes down, oversold here, right? So 1 minute, right? Yeah, I didn't take it on. I didn't screenshot it on a 15-second. And then you can see it oversold. And my simple goal is to come here. This is one of my models right here, is to break liquidity, see an imbalance, come right back and seal it. I talk about it on this channel all the time. But you got to be willing to be done. So, that being the case, also I was mentioning, that we didn't want to see Nvidia like come really lower than this, and they're starting to do it. That's a big rejection right there. So I don't know, man. I mean, that doesn't look good. This is like the last resort. I really don't see it happening, us coming up anymore for the rest of this month. Like I see us slowly, coming back down for the rest of the next 12 days. So I'm assuming. But that being the case, what was I saying here? So hopefully this all makes sense. But I mean, if when you zoom out, man, it's a big speaker here. You can see it. Whoops. All right. You can see it, like starting from this price action here from Thursday, right here. From Thursday, you see this little high and low right here, this little right here. See how we come high, we come low. We come high, we don't break the low. We come up high, and what's next is probably the low, right? And if they don't take out that low, then this is super support, right? Because we're buying literally every time we hit this daily imbalance. You're going to want to see price come below and then use this as resistance if we're going to be on the bearish side. But that's not happening yet. So you just really can't say nothing yet, right? That's why I keep saying it's central. It's neutral. It's whatever. But this is really juicy though. Look at this liquidity. High, 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 high. I mean, that's tough. But the way this 4 hours looking, that big wick out top, that's tough, man. That's tough. Look at that. That's tough. But again, it ain't bearish. It's not fucking bearish still. You can't make that decision still. And that's my opinion. We took out the previous week's high, but we left that week high. And I'm so surprised I left that week high. But you can see on the daily it's fanning out here. See that? I'm missing something, man. There was something I wanted to mention. and I didn't. So anyways, we got down here, we came back up, we wiped out, and then what did we do? We come down and make this low. So you got order flow. You do got order flow on the smaller time frames of being bearish. That's for sure, right? Because again, we're not the bodies like this is going to close like this. Now you're going to have a body closure below these other bodies, and this could be the now Asia London can just like kind of like sink the price down, right, and never come back. So that's kind of like what I'm seeing right now. But again, and then yeah, with this week of a wick, the price looks like it's starting to get weak, is what I'm trying to say. But what's it called? And then once I was talking about this overbought here on the 4-hour, you can see that right here, this lower high here happens to be a wick above here. So that is a signature of being really sneaky and then taking out liquidity, but it's showing as a lower high, and then it'll come back down. It might want to just come into this area here to get any breakout artists from there pushing through, which I'll just draw it now, which I know I should. This would generally speaking be the next a next level of interest coming down right there. But this should be a different color to me. So there's that, and then we had some divergence work here. The nice push for you at the 930 was here. You had higher highs right here with Dow, and then you had wait, what was I talking about? Wait a minute. Am I tweaking here? There's a reason why I drew that there. I don't remember now. It's not right. Hold on. I meant to do this. I think. Yeah. It's the opposite here. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what. I'm tired. So here, so this I had a lower high here, right? Lower highs here, and then you had higher highs right there, right? Higher highs there, higher highs there, and then sure enough, 930 pushed down, came down, right? Came down here. When we came down here, we had higher lows here with Dow, and had lower lows and lower lows here. Beautiful buy at the lunchtime right there. Then obviously the price pushed up. When the price pushed up here, nothing was really helpful here. I had to really go on a 1 minute. The 5 minute wasn't going to be really clear for me, but nothing really jumped out at me at all. So yeah, even right here, we didn't take out that high. No, yeah. So everything was kind of like flowing in agreement. So that wasn't really helpful at all. Other than that, dollar. So dollar, when they pushed down, we pushed down at the 2 o'clock, but it was faking the funk that it was buying first. But when we started to come down, that's how we pushed up really hard. But the rebound here. So now what they did with this wick just came, pushed that liquidity down and wiped it out. So, and then bounced back. So, but again, it looked heavy. And I knew they were holding price, but I mean, this is just the correlating markets and all the uncorrelated markets are not really functioning well. So it's not a good time to trade. Let's just keep it that simple. But we are heading into this next fourth quarter, and October is going to be much better than September. I never really liked September, actually. September was okay. August used to be always a problem, and then September was actually better. August turned out to be like better than September, generally speaking. September can be very tricky, and for me, I never really liked September. Even though I know how it looks like, you expect this. I'm going to show you what it looks like in different years. But anyways, real quick, before I get to that, we wicked down, we pushed back up, right? And then that's also kind of what kept us down. So again, where do we go from here? Well, we got some gaps right there, right here. So do they want to put a body up here? And even if it's still bearish, and that would kind of push us down to that target that I was talking about on this area here. Where'd it go? Here, right there. This area here would make sense if dollar wants to try and get up here and get these gaps right there. If not, and this is just bullshit right here, and we're still coming down, then I'm gonna go right back to us saying to go back up. So see too much of the size of the market. You got a nice rejection here, fanning out. Look at Dow making a new high today, and then just still the price still sitting underneath. So no closure on the dailies, whatever. But I don't know, man. They're talking about everything's strong and good, and the market and the labor, and I don't know. I just kind of back to square one here. Look at this fanning out. Bull flag that fails. Taking liquidity. I think that's just, for me, this is generally a shift in the structure right here. So we'll see. And then the way they're closing is kind of like proving. And then obviously S&P came again. Why? Wow, came again. And then all these wicks, really dirty at price action. But I don't know. I do feel like it's gonna come back down. I do feel like it's gonna I mean, at this point, I feel like it's gonna come back down. Now we didn't break that high. We didn't take those highs out. So and I said that Nas would probably be the weaker one, and I think we are. So that's all panning out. If you've been watching the videos, you know. So 31 minutes, fuck. All right. So I think is there anything else I need to mention? I feel like I'm missing something, man. Yeah, I just feel like the market's a little weak. So doesn't want to come back down for September, and go from there. So, but there's no really big displacement there. So that's the part that's got me like, I don't know. Both sides are still in the game here. You know what I mean? So, this is what I wanted to tell you here. If you take a look here, look at this price action here, right? So you can see this is over here. This is September 20th. All right, so this is the September month right here. See this right here? See this price action right here? So that right there reminds me of this. See how we come up and we come right back to a base, and then we push up and we come back and then we push up, and that's kind of like where we are here. Well, this is very similar. See right here, we push up, we come back to a base, we push up, we come back, and then we're kind of like, I'm saying like we're right here. What does it do here? Well, it pushes up one more time, retraces back in, kind of like where I was talking about, where it broke through. And then what does it ultimately do? It starts to slither up that way, right? So with a dropping 50 basis points, it could do two things in my mind. It could really push the market back down, because it's a big change of cut, or it encourages the market and gets people going, right? So and then it buys for a little bit, and then you get a big sell off. So in this case, I don't know if this is relevant here, but the point is this price action. This is all of September. What is September? Look at September. Look, it literally drops first, comes back up, right? And we're in the same boat here. We're like literally, we're in the same boat right here. See this? September drops, comes up, and that's where we are. So it could just still be speakering out here, right? But where's another example here? Actually, I don't want to delve into this too much. But here, this September here. So this September right here, you can see September 1st, we come down, we come up above the open, and then we come down, right? So in this case, and let me just do it this way. This is the month's price action right there. So you see that right there? So, and this is what I was thinking, for us to push up, right, above the open, which we didn't go above the open today. And then you get this reverse back, and then we close below. This is what I was expecting. But as you see here, we're not getting the push above that open. Or the push above, not the open, I'm sorry, the high of the September, because the real open is here. So where is it? We do technically tap above the open. Yes. Let's go to a month chart right here. and the previous month open. And we, with this wick here, we did clear anybody who was selling right at the open, right, of September. So, and that's, to me, that's what this is. This what signifies this, and then now they can kind of like retrace back down, right? And yeah. So we'll see. I think I've talked way too much. You guys take care and God bless.